Woo! What's up, everybody? Just getting off. About to do a live stream. Probably do a panel. Shit, I ain't got shit to do. I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna see who comes into the stream. Put the banner up. Get my information out there. Hopefully y'all pay to hear Uncle Charles' story time of ignorant niggatry. You know how I feel about that shit. What did they say in The Dark Knight? You die the hero or you live long enough to be the fucking villain. What's up, electrician? One of the truly faithful guys there who always hit me up with some ideas for content. What's up, electrician? The hardest working man. Snowman, what's up? I'm up here on I-95 driving back to the city. We got people in the chat. So, Angry Black Man, what's up? Go on YouTube and send this to Berkeley. He might be up. No, go to Instagram or Facebook. I said, so me and the Padawan had an issue today with this guy who's a resident, right? And it made me think about this shit wholeheartedly. This guy said he's gonna, because we had the lights, because obviously it's a shitty ass apartment complex that we have to patrol and we're armed. And this guy comes out in the middle saying, oh, you flashing lights in my window, you trying to see. Nigga, you don't have shit in your house for me to see. Hey, happy birthday, electrician. And I'm trying to figure out some shit. And I'm trying to figure out some shit like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? He's yelling and screaming. I'm yelling back at his dumb ass. Like, yo, the fuck's your malfunction? You're like, you don't know me. I'll fuck you up. I said, I hope you try. Then he's like talking to the Padawan like, I'm going to break you down. And we looking at him like, okay, whatever, nigga. Yo, y'all come back around here. I'm going to bring my 223. He's talking about a fucking rifle, by the way. And I kind of laughed because you threatened me with a 223. I said, you know what? If I go to the trunk of my fucking truck, I'm going to pull out something that's going to make your 223 piss on itself. You don't threaten a man like me with a good time. And then he wanted to come down and talk to us, and we like, nigga, you just made a threat, and you want to talk? Eat all the dicks, nigga. Eat all of them. And what's really fucked up, right? We tried to talk to him as a professional, and then eventually I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself, nigga. Straight up, go fuck yourself. Oh, I'm going to take a picture of you, and I'm going to put a hit on you. I said, nigga, if Al-Qaeda in the streets of Baltimore couldn't take me out, who the fuck are you? What consequence are you to me, nigga? I will live my life as proud and as boldly as the goddamn lion that you see before you. I don't hide from people. The fact of the matter, sometimes this Aries blood got to be tamped down because I might call you on your fucking bluff. I might show you something that you're not ready to deal with. That's why the Padawan had to pull him to the side, because he was about to be missing some fucking teeth. But the reason why I talk about this subject tonight, I got to talk to the black men, and I got to talk about the malfunction with black men. Too many black men are too fucking emotional to even communicate properly, comprehend efficiently, or have the downright logical empathy that you see when it comes to another black man. And the fucked up part about it is, I gotta say big ups to Charleston. What's his name? Charleston White?
Charleston White, yeah.
I gotta say big ups to Charleston White because it's fucking true. Lord, that Mega Millions. Nigga need to hit that. Oh, trust me, if I had that Mega Millions, the nearly $400 million, I'll be having training facilities from East Coast to West Coast and the North, even though the North really doesn't have many coasts. It's just more fucking land. But I'm going to say this. Charleston White was correct in saying that black men only got this type of anger, vitriol, towards other black men, but scared shitless of other race of men. You're talking to the guy who invented and copied and trademarked my brother, my champion, my savior. Niggas don't believe this shit. Niggas don't believe this. Shout out to Electrician 480 for the $10 holler. And everybody give that man a happy birthday too. But you know what's really fucked up? I've been around the world and and I never had to watch my fucking back till I'm around my own fucking people. Especially black men. It's a goddamn shame. It's a horrific shame that I gotta be on guard, head on a swivel when I come back to my community. But I go to other communities with the knowledge, skills, and the style and profile that I possess and treat it like a damn near a demigod. But I get some ignorant nigga trying to threaten me with death. You don't threaten a death dealer with death. That's rule number one. Let's not be coy. There are too many brothers who are in graveyards right now because they cannot check their ego at the door. There are too many brothers who are spending life in prison because they could not keep their emotions under control. But you can't tell these niggas shit because as soon as you chastise the black community, you become public enemy number one. You know, the community that tells everybody not to gentrify them, but what the fuck did you build? In the last 40 years, you've seen a bunch of single motherhood, you've seen a bunch of niggatry, and you see a bunch of whoredom. And every time somebody gets the courage to talk about it, you get laughed at or try to shut you down. Shout out to the electrician for the $10. Say that again for the Negroes in the back. Eventually, men like me are going to say, fuck them niggas. Because believe it or not, the Padawan and myself had the damn near because the nigga was walking up to us with something black in his hand until we recognized there was a radio in his hand. We were about to draw down on this nigga. Especially a nigga who said that, I got something for you now, after he threatened us. But here it is. Nobody wants to talk about police-involved shootings and how many times, how many of those guys were fucking emotional, wanting to argue with the cop. Is that every situation? No. But the majority of them, I'm looking at, like, why are you arguing with this motherfucker? Angry black man, speaking of that, please talk about our brother Deion Sanders. The hate. You know what? There are some black men that are too damn good to they're too damn good for their fucking community to appreciate. You know, Dion took a ragtag HBCU football team and turned it into a powerhouse in 1 year. Undefeated. These motherfuckers couldn't afford Deion Sanders. It's always something. I live by this one code. Well, I live by many codes, but this is part of it. Everybody wishes you well, just not better than them. As soon as you start creeping up, niggas hate. You're going to tell me multiple time Super Bowl champion, Hall of Famer, Deion Sanders is going to fucking not take a $5 million a year offer when when Jackson State's fucking whole athletic, budget is $8 million. He was going on the cheap for them. But once again, there's another thing Black community does not give a fuck about that I had to add to the other three, and it's called greatness. Nobody wants you to be fucking great. Everybody wants you to be doing the little fucked up reindeer games with them. When you look at an HBCU, it's a direct comparison to the Black community. You could get everybody to show up for a party, but when you need people to get some work and some important shit done, nowhere to be found. Hello. Well, that's not right to say. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. And you know what tears me the most up about this shit? Is that how many of these HBCUs steal money from their fucking students? Like the Black community steals money from their children. Oh, nobody wants to talk about that shit now. Nobody wants to talk about the shit. You got Kenny Monday at Morgan State right now as the head wrestling coach, and he's known for being the first Black man to win an Olympic gold medal. And do you think Morgan State is going to give him a fucking blank check? If Morgan State actually did right by the man, he could make them a powerhouse team in 5 years or less. But you know what happens, right? They want the Black man to assemble the cast, but then when they start winning, they get rid of him to put a white boy to get the glory. I've seen it too many times. Too many times. I go to a damn community full of white people. I can get more support out of white people for my damn company than my own damn people. And you know what's so sinister? The fucked up part is when you go where you're celebrated, your own people call you a goddamn sellout. Your own people call you a goddamn sellout. Especially these cooning ass, sucker ass niggas who be kissing all these bitches' asses. But then as soon as a bitch take away his kids, he cried and shit. But you accidentally bump into him on the elevator, he ready to fucking pull out a Glock. Bunch of sorry ass motherfuckers, man. And it's a damn shame that I'm in a race where Black men used to be fucking great. We used to be fucking superheroes. Mm. We used to be fucking superheroes in the eyes of the fucking world. Now, black men are a fucking joke. Even the Padawan was trying to warn dudes in his age bracket not to do the stupid hood shit that you seen your fathers, your grandfathers do. But guess what these niggas and bitches did? Laugh. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't see too many hood niggas with retirement plans. I tell you, it's getting harder and harder for me to even want to divulge any information to benefit my people. I am starting to understand how Moses felt when he came down from Mount Zion. I'm going to say this shit again for the niggas in the back who did not comprehend what the fuck I just said. I am starting to understand how Moses felt when he came down with the goddamn 10 Commandments from Mount Zion. Shout out to Azriel. You preaching. I remember Howard had this big scam when the financial aid workers were stealing money and using it to dress up and buy trinkets. Fucking shame, man. Fucking shame. What we just read about. Yep. Fucking shame, man. Thank you for the support. You know what's hard? You're not supposed to save everyone, dog. You just save anybody who wants to be saved. Even Harriet Tubman said, I've rescued thousands of slaves. I would have rescued more if they even knew they were slaves in the first place. There it is, right? And I had to tell the Padawan this lesson. There's a lot of people still walking on terra firma because I will it so. What if I was one of these hothead niggas out here? It's not fucking worth it. The black community has become a lost cause years ago. You were damn near wasting your goddamn life and your breath trying to save niggas these days. That wise prophet 20 years ago said, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. It's like that one book I keep mentioning of Superman, when he was chasing down this black girl who was a member of the Royal Flush Gang. And she stopped Superman in his tracks with one statement: no kryptonite needed. Just because you had the strength to move a planet does not mean you had the resolve to move the people in it. If the people don't want to be moved, what the fuck are we doing? Wasting my goddamn time. I feel like I wasted 22 fucking years trying to help out the black community. And what the fuck do I get back to show for it? I get a bunch of people who don't want to even do better. I get a bunch of people who are just a bunch of jokes. I get a bunch of people who will kill each other at the drop of a dime, but let somebody from another race come in, you become bitches overnight. When a brother tries to speak with you with some dignity and respect, you laugh at him. You don't exalt your bright, your brightest and your most intelligent, you cast them out. Shout out to LAP SWAT. It's better to live/die one time as a warrior than to live a life a coward 1,000 times over. True shit. Woo! I'm going to say this, man. Shit anymore. You're going to see a very raw fucking Colonel Faulkner right now. I don't give a shit. Niggas get mad. Last time I checked, there ain't too many motherfuckers walking Earth that can out front whip my ass without me doing something about it. And I take on any fucking body who think they can. And I bet you one thing, win, lose, or draw, you don't want to see me again. But it's a goddamn shame you donate your time and effort just to see the fucking generation become worse than the next. You got Negroes scared shitless to grow up. Want to still be a fucking teenager and you're in your late 20s. You got niggas with gray hair sagging their fucking pants. You got niggas who will confront you protecting them, but they won't say shit to the child molester. They won't say shit to the drug dealer, the sexual assaulter. Too many black men in our fucking community have fucking become derelict in their fucking masculinity. A bunch of Peter Pan niggas. You got that right, Dari. Think about this. I'm on a damn apartment complex. I'm a 40-year-old man. I know I look good for my damn age, but you can visually tell I'm a fucking full-fledged adult. And you got little chicks who are 13, 14 years old cussing like they joined the fucking Navy. And I'm like, ladies, language. Anytime you bitch made to even check your damn women, raise these women right. Raise these girls right. Give me my goddamn sons. I wish a bitch would punk me out of my child. I will unleash a fucking Apache war dance on a motherfucker. I will unleash the most unholy jihad that you would ever see if you get between me and my son. There's an old saying. When you do and say things to me, I let karma handle it. But you fuck with my loved ones, I become karma. Take it as you fucking like. You got a bunch of these jokers out here who can't even see the brotherhood within blackness. Only call you when they in trouble. Hey, can I get $2 from you? Can't even carry a conversation. At least bullshit a nigga. See, that's the reason why me and my boys been tight for over 24 years. Because we don't even look sometimes to get the money back. Oh, I know. It's going to be some asses burned tonight. It's no different when I told homeboy, man, go fuck yourself. I try to stay professional, but I said, man, go fuck yourself. You dirty motherfucker, go wash your ass. You thinking somebody trying to peek through your dirty ass windows? Nigga, you got fucking cockroaches doing the cha-cha slide in your fucking shit. You ain't got shit in your dirty ass, rat infested, roach infested, drug infested, fucking probably got lead in the fucking water apartment. What the fuck are you to me? But you become so emotional that you're the most disrespectful creature on earth. You think black women got something to go. You think black women are disrespectful to black men. Shit. Look at how brothers do brothers. I'm pretty sure electrician 480 goes on a job. It's another nigga questioning his skills. Because white people are going to look at him and be like, this nigga know what the fuck he doing. Pay him more. It has to be a nigga. When you got a business, it takes a nigga to always try to undercut you. When do you see white boys trying to undercut you? If anything, they try to pay you extra to keep you. But oh no. Oh no. Here comes the Negro. Hey, why we got to do a contract? Because you're a broke ass nigga. That's why. I don't trust you. A local rapper, not gonna name names. I need y'all protection. The next time he asks for us, I'm gonna have him call me and I'm gonna send him my PowerPoint presentation. I'm like, nigga, I bodyguarded Common and Freeway. You are not on their level. Nigga, you can't even afford me. But when you give niggas a break, you already fucked up. You already fuck up. I bet you when the snowman does the sports casting, it's another Negro trying to kick him down. Go ahead, say it loud so everybody can hear you.
I was on live trying to tell my peers and people that's the same age as me or probably a little younger. Like what you not supposed to do. You feel me? You got not believe all this bluffing ass street shit, this cool shit. All I got was laughter. I got laughed at.
And think about it. It's the bitches who do it the most.
Yeah, it was mostly female. You don't know what you talk about or laughing at me for real. Raj, I'm 19, probably making more money than a lot of people that's older than me should be making. Trying to show them the way. I get laughed at though.
I'm gonna tell you, the biggest opposition in life for a black man trying to do right is other black men.
Crazy.
It's funny, right? We still dealing with racism. We still dealing with white supremacy. But guess what? I go to the streets of Baltimore. I'm not looking for the Klan to fuck with me. I can't walk the street minding my damn business. And here comes a Negro. Why? I remember in the Army, right? When we in Iraq in the QRF, my man Tank, who's Samoan, introduced me to his family members who were also in the Army. All they call you was brother. Hey, brother. Hey, how you doing, brother? Brother. Nothing but love. I remember this one guy, we got into a heated argument. He stood up, I stood up. The nigga sat back down. And I didn't know because there were 12 fucking Samoans behind me. They were so big, they blind out the sun. But let me see if I can get 12 brothers to do the same shit. Here it is, right? For years, spoken on behalf of black men, spoken up for the black boys who are being miseducated and mistreated. But you get some little peasy head, rat-infested nigga trying to say he gonna take my life. Nigga, you lucky you are above ground right now. You are lucky that I had mercy on your fucking soul today. Because I'm gonna tell you what, that Glock 21, that 45 caliber would have sung like Frankie Beverly. If you would have done anything that would pose the threat. Or better yet, I would have beat you down like a 10 spike with my bare hands.
People applaud that type of action.
You can't even be diplomatic with the Negro. You can't even be diplomatic.
That part.
It's a damn shame that you just as emotional as this fucking black female, man. I'm going to tell you, when I become 100% service-connected disabled, I'm leaving the fuck out of the United States and going to a third world country where I could fucking be considered a millionaire and say the fuck with you motherfuckers.
Kids getting a tattoo body at
14 years old. And see, it's like I told you before. It's the land of the single motherism. Why is your 14-year-old getting a tattoo party? But I'm wrong for pointing out the hypocrisy and the stupidity. I'm fucking wrong.
Can't tell me how I'm supposed to live.
Who checked me, boo? Who's gonna check me? Nah, nigga, you can't tell me what to do. Yes, I can. I swear to God, man. You got more shit.
All the kids saying this and thinking it's cool. All the kids saying all this bullshit, all this bluffing ass shit, all this, cool.
I've already got my passport, kid. My passport doesn't expire for another 10 years. I think every black man should have a passport. You think I'm going to stay in a fucking country where my skills are not appreciated? Where my intellect is being insulted? You got me fucked up. Ooh, you got me fucked up. We're the only race in a fucking America that will do everything in its power to bring down the best and brightest. You can't support a nigga. I want to be a sportscaster. Man, fuck that shit. You need to go work at Giants. I want to be a celebrity protection agent. Man, fuck that. What you need to do is go get the job at Foot Locker.
Trap on a block.
And then yesterday we broke up a dice game, and everybody knows what happens at the dice games is usually violence. Here comes an older black man in his 30s. Well, just let me know if you need me. Why the fuck don't you tell these niggas to go stop doing that shit? You niggas have been the catalyst to the destruction of the next generation of black boys. I swear to God, man. If y'all catch me in the United States after my son graduates from high school, you lucky. The black community where dreams go to die. We're the only group of people that says, no, you shouldn't be in the white man's army. You shouldn't be in the white man's police department. But you okay with the white man beating your ass. You okay with the white man getting the best benefits. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas? This is the reason why we can't take brothers seriously anymore. Oh, I said enough about the sisters. I gotta tan some hides today.
They ain't gonna catch that one, though. You always tell the women.
Oh, they're not gonna catch this one. Oh, you only talk about the women. I say even more fucked up shit about the men. This is gonna fly over their head like Superman over the Daily Planet. But yet, I tell some of my former wrestlers, why don't you give me $61 for your fingerprints? Pay me to train you so we can get you in this, armed security field and you can start off making some good money. Only one took me up on it. But then you wonder why people like myself say fuck the black community. You wonder why. You wonder where all the heroes go. It looks like Thanos and fucking Darkseid tag team Earth and fucked everything up. But you know what? The only thing you respect, black people, especially you, black man, all you care about is chaos and violence. And you don't even do violence on behalf of your people. You do violence onto your people. And then complain about it. Why? Oh, why should a man like me still give a flying fuck? Please explain this shit to me. Why? I've given for my people, my fucking country. I've given bones. I've given sweat. I've given spit. I've even given blood. But a man like me can't be respected. I've rescued children out of shit. I've bent car doors with my bare hands, taking people out of fucking damaged car accidents. I prevented people from getting killed. And men like me are never thanked. I'm literally one of the few motherfuckers on YouTube who have actually saved several lives. And I can't get no fucking respect from my people. Fuck it. Fuck it. People don't hear me though. People can't comprehend. Too many people sleep very comfortably in their bids because of rough men doing violence on their behalf. Fuck this community. Fuck everything about it, man. The Honorable Malcolm X and the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. shed blood and died for this ungrateful bunch of motherfuckers we see today. For what? For fucking what? Frederick Douglass fought for black men's freedoms and rights. For what? Harriet Tubman went back and forth, risking not only her freedom, but her goddamn life to save Negroes. For what? I told you, and I'm going to say it again. I know how Moses felt with the Ten Commandments coming down Mount Zion when he looked at the Israelites. You ungrateful bunch of bastards. I brought you out of bondage so you could turn your back on God. BMT said, welcome to the private sector, Charles. LOL. Just had a big brawl at the pool hall over a football game over a $35 bet. 9 people hospitalized. The fuck? The fuck? Shout out to the master teacher, people. Shout out to the master teacher in the building. BGS. Here it is, right? Here it is. You cannibalize your own great people. If you don't abort them, you mistreat them, you bully them, you cast them out. And then when that person goes to another culture, you get mad. Why is he with that white bitch? Because, bitch, you're no good. White chicks look at potential. Black chicks just look at the price tag. But then, when he does not bow down to your fucking your terrorist threats, you call your goon squad to tap him up. You wonder why black men don't communicate. Because you hate. Because you hate. You develop nothing but fucking hatred, vitriol, hostility to something that looks like you. You can't see the God in you, but you sure see Satan, though. And what's the most fucked up thing about it? The hood doesn't owe you shit, and you don't owe the shit to the hood, black man. I'm sorry. I'm not going to die the hero. No, I'm going to live. If I got to be the fucking villain, if I got to be the anti-hero, I choose living. Fuck this. People like myself, electrician, snowman, Harlem Bronx, LAP SWAT, Detroit 313, and others. Alan Stranger. Guess what? BMT, Dari, Iori, we're too good for this fucking place. BGS was right. It's fucking done. Tune in. Tune in. Let me know you in the chat. It's done. It's fucking done. There's nothing worth even fighting for. Guess what? When I was a rookie cop, the people who didn't want me in their neighborhoods were black folks. They were okay with white men telling them what to do. So many men are too damn good for the black community. You know why? Because we just don't fit in that square peg. Round hole, square peg. We just don't fucking fit. We just don't. We're not allowed to be multifaceted in this community. We're not allowed to show our greatness. It is depleted. This place looks like planet Krypton before it explodes. It is depleted of all natural resources, of all nutrients. It's a toxic dump. You're taking it from a 15-year veteran. The fucking black community is a toxic waste dump. I don't give a fuck who don't like what I'm saying. I don't give a complete fuck. I don't think anybody is more of a subject matter expert in this shit than me. Everywhere you go in the last 40, 50 years is nothing but poverty. How the fuck can women brag in this community about being so educated, which is a lie? You're just the most enrolled, but your sons can't fucking read. When my son had trouble reading, guess what? I had to read to him. I had to make flashcards. I had him read to me. I bought him comic books. I bought him all types of reading material. If you say he has a learning disability, then read more. What's so fucking hard about that? But no. Niggas can tell me about their favorite fucking rap artists who they'll never meet. The reason why black men don't get respected is because your priorities are fucked. God damn it. Bitch made when you see a white man. Asian man, you don't give them that type of vitriol. As a matter of fact, if you're in the black community, you're more likely to be robbed by another brother. You're more likely to be shot, stabbed, and assaulted by another brother. But we're supposed to talk about this black unity. If you can't even unite your families, how the fuck you gonna unite a community? Hello. Hello. You wonder why it's so fucking easy for Brandon Tatum to shit on the fucking black community. You give them too much source material. even though I could go easily to the white community and bring up enough source material. You wonder why Tommy Sotomayor has been in the YouTube streams for so long? Look at the source material that keeps him there. Shout out to SWAT LAPD 1 again. It's a shame that we couldn't follow the blueprint of the Jews lobbying the UN for a state in 1948. I'm fucking mad, man. And I usually don't get mad. But I'm looking at that motherfucker and I said, dude, I could fuck you up. You gonna threaten me like that? Like, nigga, you don't know. I'm from Baltimore City. Nigga, so am I. I've lived in worse neighborhoods than I worked as a cop. The fuck? The fuck you mean? Shout out to LAP SWAT again. But first, a purge, removing the negative elements. I'm like this, man. I'm like this. I'm so done. I'm so fucking done about people who don't want to progress. That's why I surround myself with people who are go-getters and progressing in life. They're going to progress in life. Yes, you're going to have some setbacks. That's called life. But you want people to always be around you who support. Always be around you to hear the message, to support your idea, to breathe inspiration and life into you. All the fuck we get of any fucking black men worth a goddamn is more problems. You have no empathy towards a black man trying to make it. No, he was about to be. I'm going to tell you one thing about me. Two things I don't take. People touching me when I don't want to be touched. And then saying, I'm going to go get a 223 rifle and I'm going to shoot you. I'm like, dude, you threatening me with a good time. Because I do believe in the rule of preemptive strikes. Why do you think so many of the great black men go the fuck away from this place? If you want to hear a great rant, go to BGS's classic when he talks about Dr. Boyce Watkins lying on air about why black men don't build. And BGS said it. Because you don't give us the fucking tools to do so. Every time you have an intelligent black boy, all you need is a bunch of niggas and some sassy bitches to kill his dream. He doesn't need to go to a white society. You know, it's really fucked up. That boy who shows promise, if you put him in a white predominant family or school, they will cultivate him to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. There's no fucking empathy for black boys and men. In the black community, we are no respecters of greatness and status and class. Because the educated chicks want to be like the fucking hood rats. They want to be the whores twerking too. You got the educated niggas who want to be gangster rappers too. Pick a fucking struggle, please. You don't understand. Years, fucking years, decades that I've given my body to God and country. And you Negroes don't respect men like me. You Negroes crush the bones and never even say thank you to men like me who holds it together like some goddamn Velcro and hot glue. Don't tell me about police brutality when I see brutality on an epic scale every time I'm in a black community. I don't want to hear the shit anymore. It's so easy to commit police brutality against a black man because no other fucking man's going to stand up and say, hey, that's wrong. Because you don't give a shit. You're the ones encouraging, well, you know you got to pay that child support if you want to see them kids. You're the niggas who encourage bad behavior. I don't know what's more dangerous to the community. The hairhead hooligan, the disingenuous simp, or the chaotic fucking nigga. Shout out to Joe's, man, for the support. I just don't fucking know. You're not talking to a goddamn rookie, folks. You're talking to a person who has combined over 2 decades of holding a gun for God and country. I'm a fucking war vet. If you read my chart, I should be a celebrated war hero. If I was a white boy, I would be a fucking war hero. Do you think I got celebrated in my community? Fuck no. But a nigga doing a bid for prison for taking another black man's life, you getting a celebration. We shutting 2 blocks down and a club. But that's when you get your epiphany. And that's when you get your passport and you get the fuck out of this cesspool. I said it. I said it. Get the fuck away from this cesspool. And the getting is good. Get the complete and utter fuck away from this place. It's not a good place to raise children. It's not a good place to get an occupation. It's not a good place at fucking all, people. God damn. I should not be a coach for 20 plus years and have more involvement in young black men's education than their own fucking parents. Do you know how many fucking times I had to fucking house students because their fucked up parents kicked them out for a time being? Only to let their fucking daughters hot ass to bring a baby in the house because the little motherfucker was bringing food and fucking milk. I gotta ask y'all a question. Do y'all want to open up this panel? Or do you want me to keep ranting? There are no heroes in the black community. Just sacrifice bodies on the funeral pyre. That's all. There are no heroes. Just sacrifice beings. That's all. There's just sacrifice beings, man. There are no heroes. Fuck that. You can't save these people. They don't want to be saved. They enjoy their subjugation. They enjoy their bondage. They enjoy their chaotic nature. They just do. And when you call them out on it, you're the one who's the bad guy. You're the one who's broken and thankless. It's you. It's you. It's you. And what's really disingenuous is that you're around people constantly in the black community who act like they don't see this shit either. God damn. God damn. Motherfuckers are fucking evil, man. I don't want to hear shit about the community. I don't want to hear shit about we need to build. Fuck all that. What we need to do is set it ablaze, burn it, and start somewhere new. Lord Juno said that Charles Faulkner, as much as guys like Dr. Claude Anderson and y'all have put out here for the community to take and run with, there is no excuse to why they are still the way they are. They're still where they are. There's none. There's none. Think about it. People talking about Deion Sanders and leaving. Why can't a black man go to greener pastures? Why can't a black man go to greener pastures? Why can't a black man go to greener pastures? What's up, Snowman?
Dr. Dr. Faulkner, how are you?
I'm cool.
I
I'm cool.
love every word that you've said tonight for the past hour because it's nothing but truth. I've said some of the same things on Snowman Unfiltered, but I will say this. When I unleash the Brian Snow podcast, this is my first subject, and I'd love to have you as a guest
Sure. I'm down.
because it's the fucking truth. It's the fucking truth. I got told throughout my entire college selection process that I need to go to an HBCU. Person who told me, my mother. My dad looked me in the eye and said, "Go where you're going to get an education,"
Right.
which is why when I got offered a scholarship at Northeast Missouri State, I took it and ran.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna
I,
answer.
I knew back in 1990, and I'm a celebrated asshole for rejecting the HBCUs. I knew back in 1990 that wasn't the place for me.
Oh
That
yeah.
an
I'm gonna
HBCU
answer.
wasn't the place for me.
I'm gonna answer Dream Team's question. How can I move forward knowing what it is? I'm a young man and can't leave just yet. You got to progress. You got to put yourselves
Mhm.
in places where you could get an education, where you
Yep.
could get certifications. Like Dr. Umar said, you need a trade and a degree.
Yeah, you need both.
You need both. You
You,
need to
you need both.
progress. You need skills. You need network. You need
You-
the attire. You need mentorship. This is the
I
one
mean,
thing that we have. Mentorship. Get
and
a
it's all
mentor.
throughout this, and it's all throughout this chat. Even with us being the age that we are, and Dream Team, I will further answer your question by using a game show description. There was a game show called Double Dare, hosted by Alice Trebek back in 1977. Ran for 13 weeks. The description is something that we black men need to have: knowledge and nerve.
Mm-hmm.
The knowledge to do what we need to do to get the fuck away from the cesspool, and the nerve to execute said game plan.
Yeah.
This is why I love coaches like Brian Billick, Bill Walsh, Bill Parcells, Mike Ditka. I often refer to them because they are life teachers. It goes like this: when you get the nerve to do it, the plan will come into place.
Oh yeah. You got to have a see the problem with breaking down even further if you allow me, Snowman.
Go for it.
Black men need to have some fucking audacity.
Yes. Can you say that word again for those of us in the cheap seat at Old Chicago Stadium?
Black men need to have some fucking audacity. We need to have some fucking audacity, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Because when you have some audacity. Hello?
Someone joined.
Angry black man?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
Angry black man, what is up, my friend?
Oh, you got some feedback in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, BGS asked you to speak on Dion. See,
No
Deion
problem.
Sanders, and I'm going to say this, but I know this is, Brian's specialty, but I'm going to say this. Deion Sanders has some audacity.
Yep.
Deion Sanders used military science, believe it or not.
He did.
He didn't play with the army he wanted. He played with the army he had. He found out what each and every athlete's strengths and weaknesses were and played them to their fullest.
For 3 years.
For
If y'all want me to speak on Dion, let me pull a page out of Charles's book. If y'all want me to speak on Dion, then help me get to my games this week and drop me a cash app. I'll start it, but then I'll go even further. The tags in your back chat, Charles.
Okay.
But if y'all want me to speak on this further, drop me a cash app to help me not only make the games that I need tonight, but to put some groceries in the house. Because I've been told so many times over, and Charles, you have ridden shotgun with me for 7.5 years. I've been told so many times that the black community is going to rescue me, and it's a bunch of bullshit. Dion did what he was supposed to do. He took a program, he took an HBCU, he took that challenge on, built it up, and now Colorado has backed up 2 Brinks trucks to him and said, come to Boulder and work your magic.
Yeah.
What's up, Pastor? He's going to Boulder, Colorado, and he's going to work his magic. What I want the Buffaloes to do, and I believe they're going to do it because it's a rarity nowadays, is give him the full 5 years. Give him the full 5 years. How the hell is Jackson State going to pay him? And here's a key 5-letter word. And angry black man, I know you know this too. How is Jackson State going to pay him what he was ... worth?
Well, Dion had a 4-year deal worth $1.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So that means $300,000 a year before taxes. And come to find out, he was given $150,000 of that $300,000 every year back into the facilities in the campus.
Facilities. He finished the facilities before they opened this year. He put his own dime into the finish of those facilities.
He put his money where his mouth is, and ungrateful niggas crucified him for it.
Can I get a
Shameful.
witness?
I want
Shameful
you to
shit.
say that
This
again
subject-
for the niggas in the back who did not hear you.
At the old Baltimore Memorial Stadium. Please say that again.
Deion Sanders put his money where his mouth was for 3 years at Jackson State. And ungrateful niggas crucified him.
I can relate to that because when I got started in broadcasting, I got started at Chicago State University. And Charles, you know the answer to this. You think they paid me for the first 7 years I was there?
Fuck no.
The only time I got paid at Chicago State University was as a PA announcer. That's the only time I got paid. And yet I put in 7 years, the first 7 years, doing play-by-play in different places. I had to really talk to the coaches to let me and my broadcast partner ride with the team down to Illinois, down to Missouri, and other places. I never once, until my final year there, 2008, got a chance to cover a postseason tournament. Ever.
Man, BGS said check your cash out.
Shout out to BGS, and thank you, BGS. I'm gonna say more about this tomorrow. But
go ahead, finish what you're saying, Brian.
But it's just a stupid thing to let people it's a stupid thing for niggas to think, and think being the operative word, that he owes the black community. And my next 2 words are as follows. For what?
Well, ask the black community, when had they ever taken half their salary and sacrificed half their salary for any fucking thing? Ask the black community that one.
I've asked that for years.
Do you know how many wrestling shoes I had to buy? But
I believe it.
But the basketball team had a contract with Jordan at the same high school. I needed crash mats and wrestling dummies so we could mitigate injuries for the wrestlers. We had 3 brand new wrestlers go to the fucking championship round. If I keep telling you this, I don't know whether to cry or laugh sometimes, but fuck crying, because crying don't do shit.
Crying does nothing.
I'm gonna tell you, if I, with the skills, the background that I have, go to the white community, which the move is coming really, really soon, by the way. I'm just letting niggas know.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you when I get there.
Let me do this. BGS, it did not go through, so I sent you a request. But I get it, man. I get it, dog.
Hey Charles.
Yep.
When you were coaching wrestling, how many black mothers would show up with cases of water, cases of Gatorades for the boys?
I can answer that.
I'm gonna tell you. You really want me to give me a woo in the chat if you really want me to answer that?
Woo!
Put some cash apps and put some goddamn super chats and some BGS taxes up there.
And
let's see where all this black sacrifice is everybody want to tell me about.
And I'm gonna answer your shit live and in living fucking color.
Can the snowman get some taxes also?
Hey, get the snowman taxes as well. Yeah, the snowman some taxes as well. Hell, hey, I'm a generous guy. Give me half the cash apps and give the other half to the snowman. He needs it. He's trying to, fill up the gas tank and feed the family.
I got to. I got to take care of my family.
A man's got to do it. And guess what? He works for it. He entertains you with his sports, with his trivia, with his knowledge, and with a red pill wins on what's going on in today's college and pros, and hell, even in high schools.
Yes.
You got to, go to the snowman support. And I'm going to answer that question live in the living color. I'm going to go so raw that motherfuckers are going to want me on Monday nights. Okay.
And when you answer it, I will piggyback off of it. The floor is yours.
I started officially coaching the year after I graduated, which was 2001. It was like, I'm a 4-time champion. I even won a private school championship, man.
Mm-hmm.
No Hall of Fame, no Ring of Honor, no nothing.
No nothing.
And I came back as service to give because of what my coaches have done for me. I wanted to give back.
Mm-hmm.
Out of, what year is this? 2021?
22.
21 years. 2022.
Mm-hmm.
21 years of coaching. Multiple championships as a coach and as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple second place finishes. State placers. All that you could literally put me in the Lake Clifton fucking Hall of Fame if we had one, as both an athlete as a coach.
Yes.
And out of 21 years, I've only seen one mother bring snacks, cookies, and juices to the team.
Mm.
One mother. One. And her son only wrestled for me 1 year before he transferred.
Out of 27 years. Go ahead, Charles.
And fucking insane, man. Go ahead, Snowman.
Out of 27 years of broadcasting, this includes baseball, basketball. I've done volleyball. I've done soccer. One of the sports that I love to cover is baseball. It's the sport that made me who I am. It's the sport that got me. It's one of the sports, basketball being the other, that got me into broadcasting. I worked for a place called Ho Chunk Baseball Complex for 7 years. Have I seen a couple of black baseball teams there? Yes. Have I seen the mothers help out in terms of bringing snacks and Gatorade and things like that? Unless it's for their son? No. I have not seen it. And I was looking for it. I swear to God, I was looking for it. I was damn looking for it. And here's the crazy thing. I must share this story. There was a couple of black mothers who thought they knew baseball till they ran into my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And they would sit in the booth and try to tell me how A, to do my job, and B, to score my game.
They tried to mommy you.
They tried to mommy me. 30-something-year-old who's been involved in baseball since 1984. Since 1984. Actually, 83, because that's when I went to my first White Sox game. And that was the first division title I saw live, with the White Sox beating Seattle to clinch. And they're trying to tell me something that not only my father taught me, but my grandfather taught me. How to score a game. When I started asking the men in my life what an at-bat was, what the H stood for, which was hits, the K, which was strikeouts, my grandfather taught me a backwards K is a strikeout looking, and a forward K is a strikeout swinging. I cannot tell you how many score books and score programs I've gone through. And these women tried to mommy me in the booth and tell me what the hell I'm doing. To the point where I got so mad. One afternoon, I had to be escorted away for a few minutes by my boss. Because the same goddamn parent, the same goddamn mother kept showing up in my booth. Did I mind kids and parents sitting with me? No, because they actually knew what the fuck they were doing. They actually knew what was going on.
I played football. I ran track.
Mm-hmm. And
I was the trainer for the high school basketball team. And I've never seen a group of black mothers come to a game.
Nope.
after a game or a practice, waters, with
Nothing.
some pizzas, no nothing. I've never seen.
Nothing.
Jesus, no nothing, man.
Meanwhile, I covered the Chicago Catholic League for 14 years. And let me backtrack a little bit. And Charles, you're going to love this story. When I was covering the Chicago Public League, started in 1995. First full season was 1998 or 96. When it got to 1998 and I was scheduled to cover a playoff game, you know, I got accused of saying the play over the public address mic, and I was sitting in the stands doing my broadcast. I was asked to leave, and I got a look from some of the fathers and mothers there. Oh, this ought to teach you for ruining our kids. I looked at this guy and I said, they ruined themselves. I walked out of that stadium. And the next day I placed a call to Frank Linty, the late Frank Linty of Mount Carmel. And I said, would it be okay if I came and voiced your games? He said, bring it on. And that entire week, I was gaining games from the Chicago Catholic League, no matter where they played. And they welcomed me with open arms and open pocketbooks for 14 years, especially Brother Rice High School for 12 years.
And I want to talk about that, man.
Please do.
You had to go to people who did not look like you to get some respect, to get paid decently.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is all the money going with the HBCUs? Where's the money going in the black fucking community? Like something has to fucking give, man.
It's going to prostitution rings like down there at Valley State with the AKAs.
Mississippi Valley State. Yep.
Yeah. You got fucking prostitution rings. But you can't give a deal. Do you know how many deals Deion Sanders gave young black men in college? People don't understand. Years ago, as a college athlete, you damn near starved some damn days.
I saw it live at Northeast Missouri State. Saw it live at the colleges I went to do games. Saw it live.
And people keep talking about the money, but nobody's talking about the wealth of knowledge that he could pass down to these young men. This is a Hall of Fame defensive back. This is probably arguably the greatest defensive back ever to play the game.
Yep.
Nick Saban can't say that.
Nick Saban can never say that.
Tommy Tuberville can't say that.
No. I mean, think about this.
Right? Bobby Bowden did his freshman year.
I want you to think about this, right? Deion Sanders is the only person to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl and a home run in the World Series.
Yep.
That's how
Deion Sanders is a world-class athlete. And you know what this really opened my eyes to? Is that a lot of black people, you just like white folks, honestly.
Mm-hmm. It's the same.
You only appreciate a black man when he entertains you.
It's like
because nobody complained about Deion leaving the Falcons, going to the 49ers.
No, nobody complained about
Deion. Or when he left the 49ers to go to Dallas, or when he left Dallas to go to Washington. Nobody said a word.
And later to Baltimore, where he won his second Super Bowl title.
But now when it comes to
third, I beg your pardon, third.
Deion, when he has his own goals, his own ambitions, now he owes everybody something. Remember when that owner of the Cavaliers got pissed off at LeBron James when LeBron James went to Miami?
Yes.
Black man.
That's what black people sound like right now about Deion Sanders.
Black man. Where's BGS? You still there, BGS? I mean, if you could come up if you like, you can. But I'm going to say this, and BGS might chuckle off of this. A black man is not allowed to have manifest destiny. Somebody write that in the chat. I'm going to say it again for the Negroes in the back with the paper airplanes and the spitballs passing around notes that says, "Do you love me? Yes, no, maybe."
In the balcony.
And the goddamn balcony. Hell, we going to the roof. Matter of fact, we across the street.
Let's go.
At
Let's
the high
do it.
rise, looking at the game downward.
Let's go.
A black man is not allowed to have manifest destiny.
May I repeat something you said before, Charles?
Go ahead.
A black man is not allowed to have a bad day.
Nope. Never allowed to have a bad day. Can't have a bad day.
Black man's never allowed to have a bad day.
Can't have a bad day. Can't be sore. Can't be tired.
And Lord knows, especially since my surgery, I've had plenty of them.
Can't be vulnerable. Do you know how hard it was to start walking again without pain?
Man, I
had to condition myself to walking long distances again.
Man, oh
What's
man.
up? He has no rights. Anyone is bound to respect.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I
had to teach myself how to walk again because I was basically bedridden off and on until Memorial Day. And when Memorial Day got here, I was out on the deck at my in-laws, stretching and sitting and training. And thank you, Charles, for the suggestion of the resistance bands.
How those working?
They're working great. I got one resistance band, but I'm doing all kinds of exercises for it.
Oh yeah, that way you get the resistance and the tension, but you don't get the actual weight.
Right.
And it's funny because you know what the Padawan said before I dropped him off?
What's that?
He said this message is gonna fly over a lot of people's heads because you don't talk about them. You don't talk about the men. He said it's gonna fly over so many people's heads.
Yep, it sure is.
It's funny, right?
It's hilarious.
And black men.
It's absolutely hilarious.
Black men has been so fucking desolate in their fucking brain cells. I mean, depleted. Their brain cells are decimated.
Very decimated.
Thought. So much so that whatever that chick says, he's gonna use it as his worldly belief. I'm
gonna show y'all a picture that I created as a promo for my game tonight. And Charles, if you could put my Cash App back up there. If anyone else can donate to the cause, that would be very much appreciated. See, this is the slide that I put together. Oh, it won't let me show it. I'll have to do it separately. But I have in the background Seymour, Indiana's basketball gym. I got the logo of both teams, the name of the network, girls basketball, the time, and the website. Now tell me that won't fly over a black person's head.
I mean, it's gonna be like Superman flying over the Daily Planet. We're not respected until we leave the community. And then once we leave and you find love either from another black person from a different culture or for somebody totally outside your race, you're a sellout.
I'm still getting called a sellout to this day.
You know what? I should sell out. I should go for the highest dollar. BGS said it best. Gone are the days of the poor righteous teacher. Fuck all that. Fuck all that.
I mean, I told this story. Me and Jody went to a place called Cookout down in Durham, North Carolina. Jody looked at me and said, "Get your card out quick." Guess who was taking the order?
Black woman.
Yep. And the look that I got, even when I handed my card to Jody and she to the cashier, I don't have to tell you the looks that I got.
Oh, they were dirty. They were so goddamn dirty. Kill. I mean, those were daggers staring at you, man.
All through Durham, all through Raleigh, all through. Well, Raleigh was cool, okay, but some cases, even Greensboro, I don't have to explain how those looks went.
And it's funny because a black man can't be happy, can't have a bad day, but he sure as hell can't be happy.
Ain't that the truth?
Black man can't manifest his own destiny. You know, Dream Team, this is what the fuck you need to do. Matter of fact, Dream Team, how old are you, man?
Yeah, I can.
As a matter of fact, Dream Team, come up on the panel.
Please do. Please do.
Because this is the part that I want to tell the young black guys who listen to our material. Learn from our mistakes. Be better. Be better than us.
Be better and have more nerve.
Have more nerve and damn sure have more audacity. Fuck that shit.
I love the word. I love that word, audacity. The audacity of me to find someone who loves me, appreciates me, and I her.
The fuck do you mean, as we say in Baltimore? How dare you have the audacity to find someone who loves you, black man? How dare you? Shame on you. A pox upon your head.
Yep. How dare I propose to her January 2nd, 2019, and June 25th, 2019, we tied the knot.
Yep. And
how dare I have the nerve?
How dare you have the
jump right in?
How do you have the mitigated gall? How dare you, Negro? And it's funny because black men are looking at the black community as a sea of obsolescence.
Mm-hmm.
And rightfully so.
As Tommy Sotomayor would say, look it up.
Look it up. And I'm gonna just tell you, a lot of brothers who are passport bros, I gotta ask women this: are these the men you would have picked anyway?
Can I answer that, Dr. Charles?
Go ahead.
Hell to the no.
Well, it's weird. Black men ain't shit, but yet you got such a problem with a black man going overseas.
Can you say that again? And let me use an old arena. Let me use a place familiar to Charles and to myself. Can you say that again, angry black man, for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland?
They say black men ain't shit, but they have a problem with black men going overseas for women.
Coming inside like a Scotty McGregor changeup.
I used to walk to Memorial Stadium with my grandfather, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that a great place?
Oh man, that was.
I just wish at the time that I really got into baseball, I was old enough to travel and meet some of the broadcast crews, because John Miller was a longtime voice of the Orioles before he went to the Giants, and before he was the voice of ESPN Sunday Night Baseball.
It's funny because Memorial Stadium, they actually have the letters to it where they build houses and a senior center. It's really nice now. YMCA. They actually still have the letters. I forget which building they put them on.
Nice.
They still have the letters. It's beautiful.
Raheem Fields in the house with us. What's up, Raheem?
We got Dream Team here. What's up, man?
My grandparents used to live in the 2500 block of Guilford Avenue. My grandfather, we used to walk to the stadium.
See, I love hearing.
Good old days.
That's the old Guilford
things
community.
like
that. That's funny because that's my old district, the Northern District.
I love hearing things like that because, like I said, my grandpa and my pops got me into baseball. And I carry their memories with me to this day. I lost grandpa in 88 and I lost dad in 2007.
Yeah, those are the memories.
On 28th Street, there was a Burger King. If you go to 28th and Greenmount now, it's an Advanced Auto Parts.
Yep.
Back in the day, it was a Burger King.
Yep. 28th Street.
And that Burger King used to always have all kinds of Oreos. What they call them?
Memorabilia.
Yeah. You know, all kind of different. Come in and buy, a value meal and get an Oreos seat cushion or some shit.
Oh, they have the same thing.
My grandfather's house back then was filled with Oreo shit.
Oh, I believe it. Hey,
you got to think about
the same thing with
now. It's the Waverly area. It's funny because one of my best friends literally lived in townhouses behind the Waverly Shopping Center, 2013 Matthews. So yeah, I'm very familiar with that area, both as when I was a high school student and as a
You all had
if you went to Lake, you know all about that.
I went to Lake.
Y'all have the Baltimore scene. I have the Chicago scene. Being a born and raised Southsider, and I can basically share the same memories because my first game was in '82. I incorrectly said '83. My first game was in '82. Me, Pop, my sister, and my mother, and my cousin Jackie all went to the game. I want you to guess the two people who were paying attention to it and scoring the game.
You and Dad?
Yep.
and Snowman, a minute ago, you brought up Durham, North Carolina. That's the only place I ever got robbed.
Damn. God damn.
I got robbed at the McDonald's right across the street from the mall.
And I know where that is.
What's good, y'all, man? It's this Dream Team.
Hey, what's up, Dream Team? What's up, Dream Team? Glad to have you up here.
Yeah, man. I figured I'd chime in. Y'all asked me to come up, man. It's crazy, man. Well,
it is.
How old are you, Dream Team, for context?
Man, I'm 26, man.
Ooh, still a young guy.
Yeah.
You got some years in front of you, my friend.
I miss them days.
What did they say? What did the old comedian say? Still so young that the wind blowing his dick gets hard, man. That's But go ahead, and I want you to chime in.
This may be a bottle of water, but Raheem, I salute you. I salute you, angry black man, and also you, Dr. Faulkner.
Woo. I mean, hey, we gotta salute each other. Salute to you too, man. And I want you to give your take on what you said earlier when you're trying to grow and what you should do because you can't leave yet. But go ahead. I want you to explain.
I mean, everybody had a big conversation about, leaving the community and whatnot. I feel where everybody coming from with it. I mean, I feel that way myself because it's like once you start seeing enough stuff where you just see things ain't just going to change,
Right.
And, I'd rather just say fuck this shit and, give up with it before I let it stress me out,
Mm-hmm.
So the part where you was like, when I said, where can I start? And the guy in the chat kind of said, I have to start with your mindset first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I kind of felt him where he came from when he said that kind of resonated with me, because that's where it's all starts, in the mind, your mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. It's definitely your mindset. It's also your drive. It's also your audacity. Because Black men are not supposed to dream. We're not. I've said this yesterday. Black men were never meant to be educated. They were meant to be used for labor.
Yep.
And when a Black man has a dream and he has goals, those goals, each one of his goals, he should have a main goal, but he should have steps to those goals.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is a lot of Black men are not taught how to plan. Because, in the Black community, they don't like to teach their sons how to make decisions. If you go to the white community, the Jewish community, the Asian community, they ask the sons what they want to eat, which is teaching them how to make a decision. And the Black community, the mothers tell you which the kids are going to eat.
You want to know something, Dream Team? And I mean this from the heart. You want to know the first full day that I learned in my life that I really had a choice, that day was the day I met Jody.
Hmm.
Let me explain. We've made a lot of plans. And in short, she wanted my input. And I'm sitting there like, what? You want my thoughts on this? When a black man gets there and you realize that you do have a choice, more to the point when you realize you are given a choice, it's gonna shake you. When those
Yeah.
bondage chains are cut, when those chains are cut and you're free, you won't know what to do.
Yeah. And it's painful, man, because it's painful because men throughout history were supposed to travel and find a suitable wife for his plan.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's going to raise his kids properly, somebody who's going to be loyal, supportive, and all the other good shit.
Yes.
Now we have to leave the country we built and say fuck it all
And go.
just to get a little fucking respect.
Yeah.
You got to
Is it?
change. You got to change your mindset. You got to, like I always say, something. Get your mind right. Get your body right. Get your money right. Get your soul right, and everything will be all right.
Yes.
If you're not in that gym developing your body, if you're not in them books developing your mind, if you're not having a relationship to whatever God, whatever name you call the creator and the ancestors,
Mm-hmm.
and nourishing your spirit, and if you're not, you know, taking times to meditate to get your emotions right, you got to take care of you. Because in the army, one thing they told me about the medics, when you get a medic bag, you can't give it to the next man. That's yours. If number one ain't right, you can't help 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Right.
Yeah, that's real, man. I remember speaking a while ago. You had a show. You was talking about the gym. You know, I stay in there, man. I think I made a comment about lifting up heavy weight with good form or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know
You
there's.
know,
I know
I'm
some of my shorts got a lot of views on it.
yeah.
I'm in my own version of the gym. Jody and I are, and we made a goal at the top of the year to join a gym because when we come to BlurredCon and Charles sees Jody and I, he knows us already. He's already seen a picture of Jody and I.
Oh yeah.
But when I come in there styling and profiling with my
Woo!
wife on my arm, and we do the Price is Right gig, and y'all play the theme, and I walk through the doors,
I'm
y'all will
gonna
know.
warn you. If y'all do the Price is Right thing, you know how many people are gonna take pictures of you.
And my problem is what?
Oh, that's gonna be y'all gonna be so fan. Y'all gonna be fan favorites, man. Jesus Christ.
I've already told Jody that we're coming to BlurredCon. We're gonna get the money together to do it while we're saving for our next move.
Oh yeah, and
But
I'm gonna tell you,
BlurredCon is
I
a
think
destination
I
for
think
it.
I'm gonna bring half the Black Manosphere to BlurredCon. Oh man, I'm gonna make sure I'm not
Bring
too
them
drunk.
all.
I'm trying to bring them all. I'm gonna make sure I'm not too drunk so I can be like, hey, how you doing, cats? We don't do meet and greets, we do meet and drinks. But
Yeah. Yes.
Where's BlurredCon going to be at again?
it's gonna be at
In Virginia?
it's gonna be in Virginia,
Yeah.
and I think it's Alexandria. Like, no, not
Alex.
Alexandria. It's. Let me just put the goddamn thing in there for everybody. BlurredCon.com.
I cannot wait to pull this off because I already know the suit I'm gonna purchase because I'm in the process of putting on some more weight because my doctor said I should get up to 245.
He wants you to be a styler and a
Yes.
profiler.
And the one person who really wants me to style and profile, I married her.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
missed the last two Comic Cons, man.
Yeah, I missed this year's Comic-Con. Next year I'm
Mhm.
going. And it's funny because I made so many friends from BlairCon this year who remember me from last year. They always call me the black guy with the cigars and the liquor and the
Yes.
speaker. I was voted best DJ with just the speaker and an iPad. And
Wait till I come there with my toys.
oh yeah. Wait,
Wait till I
I
come
got,
there with my
I
toys.
got this big ass speaker coming with me. So now we gonna take over the whole block.
There we go.
And now I got this little DJ app which actually lets me loop and do all the nice shit with I'm making some goddamn house music out there. Yeah,
I got
something with six
I got
five
Sports Sounds
later.
Pro. I got Sports Sounds Pro. I got Sports Sounds Pro on my laptop, and soon, hopefully this week, if y'all will help, I can get a couple of Chromebooks. That'll be just for streaming. If I get the equipment, we're gonna stream this motherfucker.
Mhm.
See, I close my show with dream big, do bigger. I close every show, every broadcast with that. And Dream Team, take those words to heart, my man.
I
Take it to
got you.
heart. Take it to heart, because if you don't dream, you'll have nothing to strive toward. I learned that the hard way
Oh yeah.
after I got diabetes in 2010, and the young lady I was seeing did not call me once. I
That's
was in
fucked.
hospital. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks.
That's
Hey,
fucked. That's fucked up.
I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. They had just lifted the ban on the cell phones. Roseland Hospital in Chicago. My boss, my broadcast boss, was wondering where I was at, and I told him what was going on. No empathy whatsoever. None. I made my return and still got no empathy. The only person that showed me empathy was my friend Victor when he worked the broadcast with me. And he's been my friend of 22 years.
yeah, man. It's like
If
when you
there's something
can't.
that's missing in the black community, a little E word we like to call empathy.
Yeah, they ain't gonna feel none of that for you, man. When you can't sacrifice yourself no more, it's like they throw you in the trash.
They throw you in the trash.
They'll feel good for you if you're a rapper.
Mm-hmm. But when I'm doing what I'm doing and sounding the way I'm sounding, you already know the end result to that. Y'all can look at my picture,
I mean,
because I'm always, when I'm on assignment, I'm dressed for the occasion.
you know what's funny about a good play-by-play man, a good commentator? A commentator can make you love or hate the game.
Yes.
And
Facts.
think about that when you're talking about all the sports greats.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about it, you go and you listen to a guy like a Jim Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God,
I was going to say that. I was going to say that.
he can
My
make.
favorite two announcers, no matter the sport ever, Pat Summerall and Jim Ross.
I mean, Jim Ross would just make a match so exciting, and teaming him with fucking Jerry the King Lawler was money.
Legendary.
Just legendary. And it was like so many big. I mean, Jim Ross damn near single-handedly built Stone Cold Steve Austin's career.
Mm-hmm. And
Almost.
The Rock.
Hey, Charles, if you go on YouTube and look up the match with Ron Simmons when he beat Vader
Oh,
for the
that was in
title,
Baltimore, by the way.
Yes,
that was
it
in
was.
Baltimore.
That was,
They
yes,
taped
it
it on a
was.
Saturday and then played the tape the following Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Jim Ross is doing that call by himself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it was beautiful. And by the way, somebody asked me, what was the most beautiful power slam you ever seen? I said the one Ron Simmons did on Vader. If you
Yes.
have not seen that one, I think I was 10 years old. That was like 92, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
And
I saw it. 1992.
do you know how inspirational that was to have the first black pro wrestling world heavyweight champion to win
Mm-hmm.
a world title in Baltimore? Do you
In
know,
Baltimore, called by Jim Ross.
called by
Perfect.
Ross
Saw by Jim Ross.
in a chocolate city?
One of Jim Ross's favorite matches that I heard him call, go back 3 years to Chicago. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Ric Flair, 1989. But that one also in 92 in Baltimore. And here's a little fact about Jim Ross that a lot of people don't know. For 1 year, he was the voice of the Atlanta Falcons.
You got to think about it, man.
I remember that.
When you have, Gordon Soley.
Gordon Soley. Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. Gordon Soley was great. I mean, man.
Mm-hmm.
You had Mike Tenay. Gordon Soley.
Gordon Soley.
Oh, man.
Tony Schiavone.
Oh, man. Those
Jim
were
Crockett.
classic. Jim Crockett. I mean,
Vince McMahon voiced the WWF for years. He and Gorilla Monsoon were the two main announcers.
Oh, him and Bobby Heenan. Oh my
God. Hell, Jesse Ventura was good.
Jesse Ventura was great. Another team that you got to kind of go with the threesome. The Macho Man, Roddy Piper, and Vince McMahon. You had Vince McMahon and Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect was great as a commentator.
Or for WrestleMania 9, you had Bobby the Brain, Jim Ross, and the Macho Man.
Oh, yeah, that was great. I mean, but it's funny being the age that we are now. And it's like when kids be like, yeah, I want to look at the Hardy brothers. I said, man, I love the Hardys too, but man, you need to go back and watch Sting versus Great Muta.
Yes.
You need to go watch Rick Rude versus you need to go watch Rick Rude versus Sting, Vader versus Sting, Vader versus Rick Rude.
I'll take you back in the day, the Rock and Roll Express versus the Russians for the tag team titles, and that was live.
I actually met the Rock and Roll Express at Jimmy Seafood. Every pro wrestler I meet, they think I'm in a circuit.
I've had so many people ask me.
Sting versus Nikita Koloff.
Nikita Koloff.
Oh God, Nikita Koloff.
You had the War Games with against the Four Horsemen. Oh jeez.
The first ever War Game.
Yeah.
The first ever War Games.
I mean, you had such great commentators. Even football now. Forget who the guy who does the Ravens, man. I mean,
Jerry Sandusky.
Yeah, Jerry Sandusky. He makes Lamar look marvelous.
Touchdown, Ravens.
He's Houdini.
When
he did that spin, oh yeah. When he did the spinner, like Everett, I mean, he looked like a fucking DJ, like Everett. Like, I mean, good God. Oh, the Von Erichs versus
when he did that spin, the television call was Kevin Harlan for CBS.
Oh man,
Kevin Harlan is very good.
I love Kevin Harlan. Kevin Harlan first started as the voice of the Chiefs, and then for many years was the voice of the Minnesota Timberwolves before he became national. See, one thing that I do in my profession, I study a lot of voices. I study a lot of commentators. And the one that got me started, I want y'all to look up a fellow named Jim Durham and another fellow named Johnny Red Kerr.
Okay.
That was my broadcast team when they broadcast the Bulls.
Oh yeah.
From 1975 to 1991.
I'm gonna tell you,
Mike Man Don West. There you go.
Shy Guy, Fly Guy.
What's
I'm
up,
gonna tell you.
Guy?
I remember. Oh, we love Mike Tenay before with WCW because he was the official announcer of the Luchadors.
Yes.
And it's funny because early TNA reminded me of those 90s matches. Like, it was so entertaining. Like, one of the funnest matches to ever watch was like the fucking Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe. Those, I mean, that was a 5-star match. I mean, the shit they were pulling on the story, that was a beautiful story being told. And I mean,
wasn't it though?
It's funny because there's one day I'm gonna do a pro wrestling. Y'all want me to do a pro wrestling fucking live stream?
Go with it. I'll join you.
Because
I'll join, and I would also like a once a month comic book stream.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a.
You know what? Let me add something to that. I'll do a once a month sportscasters stream.
Okay.
I'll begin that in January, and I want Charles and BGS to air it on their channels.
Hey, I will do it. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that was so beautiful about growing up in the era that I did. When you had Dr. Death,
Steve Williams,
Steve Williams, and Bam Bam Gordy. I forget what that team was called. What was that team called?
Freebirds.
No, not the Freebirds. They were the Miracle something team.
The All Americans.
Let me see. I'm gonna Google this shit.
Is that the All Americans?
You talking about the Varsity Club?
Not the Varsity Club.
No, because that was Mike Rotundo's thing.
Yeah, that was Mike Rotunda.
Oh yeah, and Kevin Sullivan and Steiner.
Let me show y'all a quick clip.
Underrated stable.
Let me show y'all a quick clip when you can hear the voices of Jim Durham and Johnny Kerr. Let me take you back to November 9th, 1988. You got it queued up.
Oh, let me get that up. You know, me and technology don't mix, man. Come on.
But yeah, I'll be happy beginning right after the new year. Yeah, check this out and listen to the book. And I watched this game live on Sports Vision.
Doug Collins saying, push it up. Sam Vincent does. Jordan has it off to the right against Dennis Johnson. Michael in the drive, right of the lane, to the hoop. Lefty layup is in. Michael Jordan with his first field goal. He has 4.
From being forced almost out of bounds at midcourt, he broke left, went down the lane, laid it up.
Now Bird posting Jordan left of the lane. 12 to shoot. Michael strips it from him. Here comes Jordan into the front court. Long bouncer ahead to Horace Grant. In on Dennis Johnson. Missed the layup. Sellers tip. No. Loose ball foul. Brad Sellers.
But Michael just picked the pocket of Larry Bird. He wanted Michael down in the post. Exclusively on Sports Vision, show Michael Jordan just picked the pocket of Larry Bird.
Corzine flips it off to Sam Vincent. 4:47 left opening quarter. Jordan off to the left, shoots the long one. Good. Michael Jordan nailed one. Dennis Johnson off to the left against Jordan. Bird down the lane, lays it up, no good, and Horace Grant the rebound. Off to Jordan, sidesteps Johnson. Michael flies into the front court, 20-footer right wing, book it. Michael Jordan has 9, the Bulls up 8.
Those are the voices that got me started. And those are the voices that make me love what I do, especially when I put together a simulcast, which is what I'm going to start doing in January. I got to lay my hands on a good camera and a good tripod. But this one-man gang has some plans, especially for the remainder of this year and going forward. Because I know I can blow the local radio station away with what I do. I can blow them away. And we talked about going outside the community for support. I got a fellow in Atlanta that's making contacts for me here in Southeast Indiana for sponsors. He says, Snowman, I will take that off your back and I'll do what I can for you without blinking.
Hell, Kevin Samuels was beating the Breakfast Club with a camera and a Wi-Fi connection.
That's what I do every morning. I have a camera, a computer, and a Wi-Fi connection, and I plan to kill all the rest of the networks that are dirty funded. I don't need to explain that one. But yeah, Charles, I got plans, bro, and I know you do also.
Oh, yeah.
This is the time where we echo aloud something Tommy Sotomayor said, and it goes simply, fuck the black community, period. We got to build our own. Doesn't matter the race, the color, or the creed. If you're down with the cause and you can help what we do, hop on.
I'm waiting for Charles to get all his certifications so he can train me on my guns.
I
training. I'm
I
about
have some paperwork to send to you, Charles, because I've
because
changed
this month or next month. I'm gonna start training people, and it was called the Miracle Violence Connection.
Miracle Violence Connection.
Dr.
There it is.
Deaf Steve Williams, who, by the way, little sports trivia. Dr. Deaf Steve Williams, because his football, he went so far with Oklahoma in his football career in college
Mhm.
that he wrestled and he barely had a couple of matches before the NCAAs. In his senior year, he wrestled in the without damn near almost no matches to warm up. He went to the NCAAs, and he's also a 4-time All-American, by the way.
Yes, he is.
He went to the NCAA in both football and wrestling.
Mhm.
He went to the NCAAs in his senior year, made it second, and guess who he loses to?
Ron Simmons.
Nope, Bruce Baumgartner, a
Bruce
2-time Olympic
Baumgartner.
gold medalist.
Wow.
Didn't Oklahoma play the same Ron Simmons team in a bowl game?
I think
Florida State? Yes.
Ron Simmons played for Florida State. That bowl game was 79-80. I remember seeing a little kid, and I kept hearing his name the whole time, going, "Who the hell is this dude they talking about? He on every other fucking play, man." Oh, by the way, woo, gentlemen, I'm just here for support and lend my helping hand to the cause to fight the gynocracy, because we don't like the gynocracy. Ain't that right, Charles?
Hell no, we don't.
We don't allow them hoes.
We don't allow them hoes.
That was the Orange Bowl, right? Florida State and Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah,
Orange
yeah,
Bowl.
it was the Orange
Orange
Bowl,
Bowl, 1980.
Yeah.
Let me do something. Let me do
Yeah,
something
go
for AL. Let me do something for AL Evans. When he would watch my show in the morning, I would always greet him with this. At center, 7 feet, University of Houston, number 34, King Olajuwon.
You forgot the dream, man. You can't never forget it. You got to put the dream in there, man. Got to put the dream in there.
You gotta think about that, man. When you talk about Ron Simmons, you talk about a guy who had gifts from God, be that fast and that powerful. And I mean,
why didn't he go pro? Why did he go pro in the league? That's what I don't understand.
I think he went pro for a little bit, but he got hurt.
Oh, okay.
An injury took him out.
Yeah. And I mean, he had a hell of a run with his pro wrestling career. You're the first black heavyweight champion in pro wrestling ever. Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, he still did really well for himself. And I mean,
let me mention 2 other names, because, as I said, I grew up watching baseball.
Vince McMahon screwed Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons should have had a title somewhere in WWE.
In WWF,
I think the same thing, and I think
I
we're
agree
going to talk
with
about
that.
We're going to talk about that on my pro wrestling podcast, because we're going to talk about the wrestlers who should have won world titles in WWE.
Yes.
It's a damn shame that Rick Rude never got a world title run in the WWE. I'm glad he got one in the WCW before he got hurt and ultimately died.
And the thing about Rick Rude is that Hogan was doing movies when Rick Rude was at his peak in the WWF. There's no reason why they didn't put the strap on him.
Yeah, they should have.
No reason whatsoever. Let me mention a couple of other names, because I know I'm going to talk about these 2 guys. I had my mother ask me for years, why don't you do any television announcing? Why are you into announcing? Well, she actually would ask me, why are you into announcing anyway? There are no black announcers. Exactly. I'm going to be one of the first. Then Greg Gumbel broke the mold, and not only was he a commentator for ESPN, but little known fact, he was also a commentator for MSG, because he covered the Knicks from 86 to 88.
Speaking of commentators, no, man, we just lost Fred Hickman, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, that tore me up when I heard that. I said, not Fred.
That tore me up too. And I will take his catchphrase with me. I'm here to list it in case you missed it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take that with me.
It's so funny, because we're going to do a downhold. There's so many people who could have held the belt during Hogan when he was doing moves.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had Rude. I mean, Kurt Hennig could have went. I mean, by the way, I'm gonna tell you what was one of my favorite matches of all times. I still call it a top 2, top 3 match. Was the SummerSlam '91 match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Mr. Perfect.
Yes. Wasn't it 91 when the Road
Kurt
Warriors won
Hennig
the
can
tag
make you
team
look real
titles?
good. That was a good match.
Wasn't it 91 when the Road Warriors won the tag team titles? Because I
Yup,
believe that
that
SummerSlam
was
was
the
at
same.
Madison Square Garden.
Yep, that was the same SummerSlam.
That was at MSG.
Yep, that was the same SummerSlam. You had a lot of that was Bret Hart's coming out party.
Yes.
Right there. I mean, god damn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, when I actually met Bret, who's like my all-time favorite wrestler, was in Baltimore. And I was so mad because he came to town and it was the 15th anniversary of Wrestling with Shadows.
Yes.
They played it in this small theater right by City Hall. And I'm in uniform and I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go see me some goddamn Bret. Fuck this. We police. And
so you just imposed your way through the door that night. God damn.
By hook or by fucking crook.
Hell, I did that for the ACC tournament in 1995 when I was living in Greensboro.
Crook. I mean, hey,
by hook or crook. I met Mike Patrick. I met Dick Vitale. I met that whole announce team that covered the ACC tournament.
And it was funny.
Big tournament I went to.
What made it funny, right, is that when I went to shake Bret's hand the first time, the movie was playing. I was like, hey, it's Bret. He was like, hey, he's sitting right there. Hey, how you doing? And I was like, oh shit, it's Bret Hart. And then he looked at me and was like, oh shit, it's a cop.
Hey, Charles, I just seen a TikTok not too long ago on your main man, Hulk Hogan, and guess who he was talking about? He was talking about the Ultimate Warrior and how, he had everything as far as, the looks, the style, the little gimmick and whatnot. But once he got in that ring, he said, man, he just would, he's like, he's like, something just didn't click with him where he could have been, Hulk even said, man, he could have been everything because he was like, I wrestled him a couple times. I was wanting the match with him, and he was like, we wouldn't need 2 minutes into the match, and he gave the little code word, and he was like, I'm ready to tap out. And Hulk said, no, we got to do this show, man. And he's like, he didn't want to wrestle. And I'm like, wait a minute. From what I remember, I'm a couple years older than Charles, so I was seeing the evolution of that, but had to secretly do it because, my granddaddy walked through the door and wrestling was on TV. You got a bona fide ass whooping because in our household, the rule was wrestling ain't nasty. We don't watch that show shit. If you go now, that shit that you do, Charles, that real wrestling, Greek, Roman, Greco wrestling, my granddaddy respected that. But that shit on in the like when I was growing up in Texas, we had Southwest Championship wrestling. You know what I'm saying? With Kerry Von Erickson.
Y'all had the Von Erichs, which was like really classic, man.
They had the most classic
you
feud.
Remember them, Charles?
Oh yeah, I remember the Von
Erichs. The most classic feud.
I'm talking about that was real
legendary family.
And I could not get my granddaddy to understand. I said, look, granddaddy, these other wrestlers you talking about, yeah, I get you. They fake it. But these boys up here in Dallas, oh no, it's blood coming at these heads at the end of I remember they had the Andre John, they had the Von Erich, Junkyard Dog before he went to it. We had Abdullah the Butcher, and who was that dude? Who was that other dude who used to always put the claw on people's heads? Man.
Baron Von Raschke.
You had Baron
Von Raschke.
No, this one, I think, no, this was the Sheik. You remember the Sheik, right?
Oh, yeah, the original Sheik.
Yeah, man, when he put the claw on, I remember he put the claw on Dusty Rhodes. See, Dusty Rhodes was back in our gap in Southwest Championship.
The American Dream, baby.
Yeah, man.
Dusty Rhodes, baby. I'm here for the American
Shy Guy has a question. and I'm gonna reveal my pick tomorrow. But if y'all want me to do it now, hit me with a cash app. Can you put the cash app tag up for me, Charles?
Sure.
I have my pick for my national championship game in SoFi, and I will unload if I get a couple of cash apps. I will drop my pick.
He's the sports guy, so hey, $1 holler at least. Shit.
At least I'm trying to get gas for the week and groceries for the week for my family. So y'all want me to do a pick? Y'all want me to do a pick right now? Hit me with a cash app. And I want to thank BGS. And there's one other person who dropped the cash in.
LAPD
King
SWAT.
Kong.
We need to get LAPD SWAT to BlurredCon as well, man.
Yes.
Shit, we see he went back in the day with King Kong Bundy, the Great Kabuki,
and Gentleman
Chris Adams, baby. You know what the beautiful thing about Chris Adams was? He was the guy who did the super kick and the sharpshooter or the scorpion deathlock, whichever way you get.
Whichever you call it.
I mean, it was God. You want to tell people be like, what's the best era of fucking wrestling? The best era of wrestling was that NWA, WCW, right before the total merger.
Mm-hmm.
That was the sweet spot.
I still put my money on Southwest because that was. I mean, you know, you was just a little bitty kid, Charles. I'm talking about. I literally seen wrestling where these dudes was making each other physically bleed. I'm talking about. You know, see, you grew up seeing a fake hit a dude with a chair. These dudes was literally trying to kill each other with chairs, dude. Like for real, for real.
You got like Southwest.
Do y'all remember Saturday night's main event?
Oh yeah, those were classics.
I'm watching one now from '88 with Hogan and King Kong Bundy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, that's a classic with the blue steel cage. Coco
Beware. That was WrestleMania '86. This is a Saturday night's main event thing from '88. This is where Andre turned heel.
Oh yeah, and I mean
this is after Andre turned heel.
Believe it or not, Coco Beware was before his time. His moveset was decades before his time.
Mm-hmm.
Before his time. I mean, it's funny because if Coco Beware came out now, he would be like probably the most popular wrestler.
He would. Yeah, he would. He was too far ahead. He was too far ahead of his time.
Why don't I ever hear y'all really giving the Rocky dad his props, man? Rocky Johnson, man, he was a hell of a wrestler on the cool. Because I remember seeing him, he would do like they would fly him in every third or fourth week. Because now that I realize how he was on a circuit thing, I used to wonder why is he not a mainstay? But they would fly me in to do matches, and his matchup would always be against Jimmy Superfly Snooker or Junkyard Dog. And I say, why are y'all pitting the two good black dudes against each other, man? Let me see one of these dudes gone and maul up somebody. Every blue moon they would put him up against not Kerry, but his younger brother, Devon Eric. Yeah, he be smashing the shit out of him, and here come Kerry running out there trying to save the day. And Kerry was my man. He really was, but it was like, man, they keep setting him up like to take a loss, but he shouldn't take a loss, man.
Well, I forget the one who died over in Japan because he was supposed to be the one to get the belt off of Flair.
That was David.
And David was like, they said David was the best wrestler in the family.
That was David Von Erich.
They said David
they named the classic after him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I mean,
if you wanted to see some good matches when a black baby face is beating the hell out of a white heel, you had Flair versus what's my man name? Tony Atlas.
Oh, Tony Atlas was like,
you look those matches up. They were some good matches. Flair was racist back then on the low, but he had a couple black guys he didn't mind putting over.
Oh yeah, and
Tony Atlas was one of them.
Yeah, and you got to think about it. It's like, I think one day I don't know if I should just make another channel or I should just stick with this one because everybody knows it. But it's like, I mean, I'm gonna have a lot of talk about
That's
cartoon,
the
anime.
that's the problem. That's the problem that I have because I created my radio station channel and I want people to follow it and I want to move my show there, but I don't want to lose the progress I've had with my show's channel. I'm trying to think of how I should handle that.
It's always a tester because if you do some shorts about games you call, or some commentary that you do about a game or something, those usually boost up a lot of traffic your way and a lot of views, and
Okay.
that happened to me as well. So work on your shorts and
Okay.
give commentary, hey, I'm going to talk about you bronze sexuals, and do a 60 second um damn, what they call it, do a 60-second promo, and you talk about the bronze sexuals. Anybody who wants to debate this, show up at my channel at this time. Woo!
I can do that. I can do
Hello?
that.
Can I hear me?
Who just jumped in?
Me.
It's chaos.
Oh.
If y'all wondering, should y'all create a second channel? It would be wise to create another channel for different.
Hey, is Teddy Long in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he is.
But if that's what you want to know, you should, Charles, and everybody should have more than one channel anyway. If you're talking about something different, you want to separate from the algorithm anyway, because that brings a whole different audience. Trust me, I have a few channels, and they're a little bit weird growing, but when you have a community tab, that eliminates all that growth. You follow me? If you don't uploads or live, use the community tab to your full advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I have my I'm gonna have to step out because I got to crash.
Right.
I have my radio station YouTube channel in the back chat, Charles. If you would post that along with my my Cash App and give me a quick promo before I go because my body's really starting to feel the crash coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, remember, we have a red pill lens when it comes to sports and sports trivia. You got the man, not just any man, but the snowman. Right. Please donate, support, and always remember, be a part of the people that helps build the snowman up and make him ice cold. Woo!
I appreciate it. I
Salute,
appreciate
yo,
it.
man. Salute.
And to Shy Guy, Fly Guy, Georgia. But they won't face Michigan in the final. I believe it'll be Georgia and TCU for all the marbles.
Oh man,
Georgia's taking it.
I got Georgia taking it.
Y'all sleep on them hard frogs if y'all want to. Y'all go right ahead.
Oh, that's
they don't have enough firepower for the dogs.
I got TCU beating Michigan in the Fiesta Bowl because there's one flaw that Michigan does not have that TCU does have: speed.
I was getting ready to say that.
And Max
I was
Duggan
getting ready
is
to say
going to
that.
run.
Michigan is
Max
slow.
Duggan is going to run them to death. Don't be surprised if if TCU uses Michigan's own weapon against them, and that's the running game, and they pile up 300 yards on the ground. But I got Georgia and TCU for all the marbles. Can you
I can see
Charles,
that.
can you pop my Cash App up one more time, if you would, kind sir? But yeah, I got Georgia taking it. I got Georgia having back-to-back titles. But TCU's gonna give Michigan all sorts of hell. All sorts of hell. Let me get on out of here. I got to do a show in 5 hours, and 3 of those hours I need to sleep. This is what I get for taking a nap late in the afternoon. But let me get on out of here. I appreciate you guys so much. To Chaos, to Angry Black Man. And Angry Black Man, I'm so glad I had a chance to speak to you tonight and get to chat with you and know more about you. And I've seen you in my morning chat, and I appreciate you. I definitely appreciate you, Dr. Faulkner. I appreciate you guys so much, and I love y'all. I'm off to bed. I got to kick ass. I got to kick ass in the morning. All right. I love you guys. Thank you.
Woo! Snowman, ladies and gentlemen, Snowman.
Anything else
The
new?
bad street match between the Freebirds and the Vulnerers was badass. Oh yeah, that's classics, man. Those are the fucking classics. And with fun. It's like there's no storytellers anymore. And that's what kills modern music. Can the motherfucker tell a story? And when we're talking about tell a story, can they differentiate themselves from the competition? And that's the biggest problem I see with modern day pro wrestling now and hip hop. Can you spread yourself away from the competition? How? And like I told my Padawan, I was like, look, these guys are not that talented because you gotta, if you're comparing Little Nas X to somebody like Prince, those are two different wavelengths of talent. That's like Hamburger Hill looking at Mount Everest. Okay, that's not going to be the same. And even when like, there's no fucking way in any modern day universe. Well, Kurt Hennig did have a world title, but it was with the AWA. But you should have. There is no reason that he was never WWF champion. I mean, I know Hogan was selling like hotcakes, but god damn, one run, one.
Well, it's what I said about Ron Simmons. Like when Ron Simmons had all that heat with him when he was with the Nation of Domination.
Ah,
I mean, damn, you couldn't at least put the IC bar on him, at least.
yeah, he should have been champion then because he was like, I mean, he was so convincing, right? He had a nation. He was in the hotel, dressed up in his
I
garb,
know exactly what you're getting ready to say.
and he was. It just they had a conference with the Nation of Islam, and they wanted him to speak a few words. He was that convincing. I mean, shit, I don't know. I might would have said something because man, that would have think about that. If you get the Nation of Islam on your side, you better get that title. And I mean,
I always felt like they should have put the strap. They should have had Simmons beat Shawn Michaels for the belt, and then have Simmons drop the belt to Stone Cold.
yeah, it would have made a lot of sense, but it would have been like it's funny because Simmons was like he was that intimidating force. I mean, God, he was still strong, man. And you're looking at Ahmed Johnson was supposed to get the world championship, but he was injury prone. And
he was an asshole. People didn't like him.
People didn't like him either. And D'Lo Brown beat his ass. Admiral Smoke, what's up, Captain Jack?
You know they say Ron Simmons kicked his ass.
Oh, Ron Simmons kicked the shit out of him. I mean, Ron Simmons fucked his kidneys up because what he did was he was too damn rough and he fucked up Ron Simmons. And Ron Simmons came back and
and never apologized. Yeah,
never apologized, never checked on him, nothing. And Ron said, "I got you, I got you."
What do you mean, Ahmed Johnson?
Yeah, he fucked Ahmed Johnson up.
Ahmed Johnson injured Ron Simmons one time, and he never even fucking apologized or anything. So Ron Simmons put the word out. When he come back, he gonna fuck Ahmed Johnson up, and he did.
Well, he hit him with something on the side, right?
No,
he just whipped his ass. He just beat the shit out.
Oh fuck!
He just worked him over.
I mean,
kicked the shit out of him. Right? I think they said he broke a couple ribs.
He broke his ribs and he ruptured his fucking kidneys.
Oh shit! In his career, don't it?
No, almost, but almost. I mean, put it to you this way: at that moment, you're talking about a guy who was still at the peak of his life. Big Ron Simmons. You got to think Ron Simmons, as AL will tell you, because he's from that deep South area where even though he went to Florida, but ask AL about Ron Simmons in his college days. Ron Simmons was like he was like Wu-Tang, ain't nothing to fuck with.
Beast. That's all I gotta say. straight up beast.
Yeah, like
What
They
I
should
can
at
see,
least put the IC belt on Simmons, and it's jacked up because there was so much going on at that time where the NOD had all that heat with them, but you also had the Hart Foundation.
yeah,
Then you also had DX. Then waiting in the wings was Stone Cold.
yeah,
So they couldn't figure out what to do with The Rock. You know, back before that, he was Rocky. They didn't know what to do with him. So they said, okay, we'll just throw you with the black guys. And goddamn, if they didn't throw him with the Nation of Domination, and that's when he took off.
yeah. And
So it was like a perfect storm of Ron was just never going to get his shot.
yeah. And Ron should have got his shot there because I don't care how racist people say WCW was, at least Ron got his shot. And it was like, dude, you literally got the first black heavyweight champion and you're not going to utilize him to his fullest advantage.
Not even the fucking IC belt.
And I mean,
y'all know why. Let's not argue that. It's
yeah,
about
but they say Vince loved Ahmed
Yeah,
Johnson for some reason.
he did because
you love them because they draw money as far as revenue, but as far as that white boy political image, then white boys had to have that belt, man.
well, Ahmed was supposed to get the world championship, but he was injury prone, and you got to think about it. Like, it would have made more sense of Ron Simmons getting the belt, and Ron Simmons would be. It would have. Think about it. It would have posed a much more thrilling match. I think a much more deeper win for Stone Cold to beat Ron Simmons because
Yes.
he would have been much more of a intimidating threat than Shawn Michaels. And I mean, do I think Shawn Michaels one of the greatest wrestlers ever? Yes, but at the time, I mean, Shawn was hurt any damn way. So
Or high.
and high. I'm like, Shawn, you want to talk about a motherfucker that had a resurgence in a career? Shawn Michaels, good God, he almost. I think.
And they say Michaels didn't even really sell the ending when he dropped the belt to Stone Cold.
Yeah, they said
like he took the stunner and shit, and Steve pinned him, and then Shawn just got up and walked out the ring.
Because
Shawn Michaels was an asshole back in those days,
yeah,
man.
he was an asshole. I'm like, I'm glad you found Christ because boy, you were insufferable then. And it was like, it was crazy because you know what happened in that match, right? The Undertaker was like, yo, if he pulls some bullshit there, he had his fist taped up. So he was gonna fuck Shawn Michaels up.
I don't know why. I never really thought much of him. I just every time I seen Shawn Michaels, I was like, why is he wrestling? He don't really have a wrestler's body. He don't have no big pecs, no big chest, or nothing, no guns or nothing. But every time you would see him, he be in there throwing his body out there left and right, trying to wrestle like he was one of the big guys. I was like, man, I just don't see it. That's why I never could get into him.
Well, yeah, but I'm about to wrap it up, get a little bit of sleep. Just had to get a few things off my mind. Don't
all right.
Y'all gonna make me do a damn pro wrestling stream, aren't y'all?
Well, Charles,
you know you want to do it.
I would say look into it in the month or as the new year pop up, or I would start off. You're gonna start anybody starting new channels, they might start in the first month of January.
Yeah, I might work on that one channel where I'm doing like firearms training and talking about different stuff, and leave this channel up because it's one of my more controversial channels.
Yeah,
and people love it. So I'm gonna
trust me. If you start getting views on the wrestling thing, I would highly advise that should be the one that should be monetized.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna try to get get a couple of people. We're gonna do MMA. We're gonna do comic books. We're gonna do anime. I mean, we're gonna do a whole spectrum of shit. And yes, I'm gonna talk my shit also about my commentary of the black community, black excellence, and also black military science, because a lot of y'all need to hold a lot of these black people who've gotten to the upper echelon and show bravery that we don't give them in everyday black culture and life. I'm tired of the fucking athlete and the fucking entertainer and the rapper getting praised, but we don't praise the high-ranking generals and the Medal of Honor winners who are black. I'm tired of that shit. Okay? Now that being said, whoa! Until next time, folks, be safe, get some rest, and we out.
We out. Play that theme song, Mr. Faulkner.
It may have put our man in more danger. Woo!